everybody, this is Freya with another singing tip. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I want to give you some exercises to improve your falsetto, so don't miss it, stay tuned. Falsetto is that tone of voice that is very soft and breathy, that you can sing very emotional passages with if you don't want to get too loud on the top. So in order to access that, and I know some people have a hard time even finding the falsetto, especially some guys. Now the reason is, for guys, they have never sung that way because guys don't speak that way either. And if they did, even as kids already, it's like, don't sound girly. You don't want to sound girly. For girls, it's a little bit more natural to do head voice and falsetto. And falsetto is kind of close to head voice. It's head voice without the vocal cords being really closed. So in order to find what is falsetto, I want you to do a sigh. First of all, take a deep breath. And what's important here also is that you have good posture and you have good support. Don't slouch and have a basic body tension. Now, take a deep breath and do a sigh. Just a short sigh, like it doesn't have to be high or low or anything, just natural wherever your sigh takes place in your voice. What you will notice is there's just a little bit of voice happening and a lot of air happening. And that's the main important thing here, is that there's a lot of air coming out and just a little bit of voice happening. Now let's just slow that sighing down a little bit. Again, don't go too high or anything, just wherever it's in your voice, like a sigh, like a sigh. You would never sigh like, or, that would be too much voice. There needs to be a little voice, a lot of airflow. So now let's try to do the sigh on a little bit more defined pitch. Now, your pitch is probably different than mine, also depending whether you're a guy or a girl. But just try to do that sighing sound, but stay on that pitch wherever it starts for you. So usually when you sigh, it starts on the top and goes down. Now don't go down. Stay on that pitch wherever your natural sigh starts. So you probably won't be able to do it for a long time because there's so much air coming out that you're going to run out of air very quickly, and that's totally fine. Now the most important thing is to get that feeling of lots of air, little voice. Now let's take that up a little bit. Try to put the pitch a little bit higher. You could breathe out at the end, a little higher. A little higher. Again, little voice, lots of air. Now, that is a lot of work on your vocal cords. And again, exclamation mark. You wouldn't do this for a very long time. These are just exercises to help you find it. So we are doing it for an extended period of time. But normally, when you use falsetto in a song, you wouldn't do it for a really long time. Not until your vocal cords are worn out. Because if you do that for a really long time, your vocal cords will be worn out and you do not want to sound breathy the whole time. Now the next step would be to kind of control how much air actually goes out. Again, little voice, a lot of air, but now try this. Try to hold your breath a little bit more, like this. Don't let a lot of air out. It's okay to be softer too. Hold the air a little bit, but leave your vocal cords very open and not very tightly closed. It's almost like a loud whisper, and a loud high whisper. And that's pretty much falsetto. Now, whenever falsetto does come, it usually doesn't come very loudly. It comes at a point in a song where you just want it to sound very intimate. Ah, love me. Also try to experiment with different vowels, and you will notice the more open the vowel, the more air goes out. The most important thing is when you have an open vowel like an ah, don't push your larynx down or anything. Leave it very relaxed. Ah, stay very neutral here. Oh, go out. Don't open your throat too much. Ah. Now try to do it on an ooh. Ooh. And you notice the placement is just a teeny bit different, but make sure it stays a lot of air, little voice. Oh, this is falsetto. Now next you could do some exercises. And try to control it. Now the difference between falsetto and head voice is just the vocal cord closure. Now when you have less air coming through and more voice, it's basically the same mechanism, but in head voice the vocal cords close very tightly and you don't hear that breathy sound. Now you could practice going from falsetto to head voice and back to falsetto. So that's not always easy, but try to transition a little bit. So I hope these exercises will help you with your falsetto and finding it and practicing it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and also make sure you check back next Tuesday for how to sing that song. Also catch me on all the social networks like Facebook, Twitter, Periscope. I do Periscopes now Monday through Friday pretty much every day, talking about singing, and also I'm singing a song. What else do we have? Instagram. Yes, all the links are below, and don't forget to always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Bye.